One, and we're live. What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast, I asked Jay, where is he marching for MLK Day? All that, a question of the day, and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. Pew, 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 pew.
All right. The Ookie Cookie.
The Ookie, oh, not the Ookie Cookie.
Have you ever had an Ookie Cookie, Jared?
I never have, but I just heard the story for the first time this week.
No wet biscuits for you or your friends?
Nope. No, I don't know what a wet biscuit is, but an Ookie Cookie, I've heard of it, and I never want to see it. If I have friends that say they want to do the Ookie Cookie, I will be like, you're no longer my friend, and I'm leaving today.
I gotta make all my friends over. Let's go make a Ookie Cookie.
Nope. I ain't Ookie and no cookie. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, and welcome back again to episode 239 of the hashtag Blackout podcast. I am Jared.
What up, people? I am Jay, and there's my phone.
He is Mr. Ookie Cookie himself. Jay,
absolutely.
I gotta ask you a question. So the question of the day is, what is your favorite breakfast? Place,
it's
food, thing, cooking technique. What's your favorite breakfast?
There's two things. It's always been either cereal or homemade pancakes. Plain.
Ooh. Okay. I give big ups to that. Big props.
Not
to that.
Together, but you know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, man. My favorite breakfast would definitely have to be taquitos of some kind. So tortilla with eggs, and got to be some protein in there. So some sausage, bacon, something like that, and cheese, some hot sauce.
Okay.
Hits the spot, man. It could have potatoes in there, like some hash brown or something to make it a little bigger, but normally it has to be something inside a tortilla. So,
and I didn't have one of those until it was probably when I was visiting you as a child or teenager or something, coming to Houston and having one of those because, we didn't have none of that in Louisiana. I mean,
y'all didn't have burritos in Louisiana like that, did you?
Not really like that. You go to Taco Bell, that's about the closest thing you're going to get to a burrito.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, but now it's everywhere. Since Hurricane Katrina, we had an influx of our Latin Hispanic brothers and sisters moved to the area. So
Yep. They spread that good food around. That's what it's all about.
They do.
So
they do.
That's cool. So that was a question of the day, and it sounds like you have a desire to make a Ookie Cookie.
I have no desires to make a Ookie Cookie. What is a Ookie Cookie, aka the wet biscuit? Well, let's find out.
Oh no.
Give me 1 second, people, and you'll hear what an Ookie Cookie is.
I mean, it just sounds
of the cookies.
It just sounds like something that
Ookie Cookie. It was just a lighthearted drinking game. Ookie Cookie. It was just a lighthearted drinking game we used to play in college. Harmless, really. Some people called it wet biscuit, but our group preferred to call it Ookie Cookie. Anyways, you just get the bros together. You stand in a group in a circle around a bar stool, and you put a cookie on top, like sugar cookie, M&M cookie. It doesn't really matter, just as long as there's adequate surface area. When the leader screams go, everyone pulls it. This is the funny part. Everyone pulls out their unit and starts feverishly self-stimulating with the goal to not be the last one that finishes on the cookie, because the last person to finish is then obligated to eat the cookie in its entirety. Having said that out loud, all these years later, it almost sounds gay. But no, it was just mostly just a team building exercise. It was a bonding experience, really.
a team building bonding
Exercise.
experience with your bros.
It's
No,
bonding, all right.
I'm not. I mean, I love my friends. I love, but you're not me. First
I'm
of
even
all,
disturbed. He said a little.
second of
He,
going to
you
town
chopping?
until we
Yeah.
get that cookie wet.
Right next to you, homie.
That's horrible.
I'm mad. He even said
Mm-mm.
it
Nope.
sounds a little gay. I don't think a gay person would be doing that at all. At all.
No,
At all.
I don't either. I don't either.
I don't think so.
Maybe it's just maybe it's just the fact that they're all in the same room doing that thing. That's horrible though.
See, this sounds like some, and I don't mean to sound like racist or anything.
You know what you're gonna say because it's true.
Some white boy frat type stuff. It's like that.
It does.
Running
That's exactly
around.
what it
You
sounds
know, if your homie falls asleep, you whip out your nuts and teabag him on the forehead. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. Speechless.
There's I mean, I honestly I do have friends that did that type of thing, right? Like they would say, I'm gonna, let's teabag him or something like that. Like I heard them talk about doing that stuff. That stuff never happened in front of me. It would not. Nah, I would have had to leave. You know what I'm trying to say?
You would
like,
have had to be
fighting.
Nope.
We're not doing this.
You'd have had to be fighting. That's what it would happen. If somebody teabagged me and I found out about it,
like
I'm going to jail.
Like if we talking about like this is the types of things that our friends do, and they said that, I'd be like, I'm good, bro. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like teabagging somebody on Halo, which we did all the time, which was fun because it's a video game. I'm not doing that in real life.
Absolutely not.
Sorry.
Absolutely not.
That sounds bad.
Not the Ookie Cookie.
Okay, wow. Well, yeah, the Ookie Cookie. Or the wet biscuit. Maybe in Britain they call it the wet biscuit because that's what they call cookies in Britain. So
actually like the name the wet biscuit a lot better.
You know what doesn't sound horrible though? Yeah, me too, actually. It just I don't know. For some reason it just sounds like a more exciting.
See, now that he says that,
but
I'm not gonna look at
what?
I say now that he mentioned wet biscuit, I'm not gonna look at like biscuits and gravy the same way anymore.
Oh. Why you had to do that though, man? We just talked about breakfast, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I like
made biscuits and gravy last week.
Man,
and they had little sausage chunks in it too.
Just swimming around.
All that country gravy. All that country gravy.
Just swimming around in the gravy, little lumps.
Yep.
Man, come on, man. You just mess it up, bro. But I don't know, man. The Ookie Cookie does not sound good, but what does sound good is your voices. Listening to voicemails whenever y'all leave them. Yeah. We appreciate that. So, and we got a couple this week, so we'd love to listen to them. So, Jay, go ahead and tell the people how we can hear their voices, and then everybody else in listener land, all those people all the way down in, sunny Uganda that listen to us. Ooh, Uganda, that can hear it. So, tell the people,
I'll cue
these up.
Out there in Uganda and all across the Savannah, Serengeti. Call us 353-BEAT AKPC or 35325-2572. Or you can call us. Let us know. Let us know if you try a Ookie Cookie or not. Or
if you've tried
what other gross things have you come across that only some people in a certain lack of melanation.
Melanin.
Melanation. They're melanin deficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll tell you, man, like that sounds like a frat game that, some of my friends that I went to college with probably would have played. It probably would have been initiation or something else, which is just horrible. Which is also another reason, my friends, why Jared did not join a frat. So there's many reasons, but that was definitely one of them.
For sure.
Definitely one of them.
For sure.
Wow. Okay. So let's see here. I'll cue this up. All right. First, and I love oh man, I love Google Translate. You love sugar cookies? I love Google Translate. And the way that it translates some of these transcripts of the voicemail. So here's the first one. 2 and go.
Gentlemen, it is Jay Del Negro. I'm calling with my response to what would I do if I had Batman money? Well, we already know I'm a supervillain. Goes by the Haterator. So if the Haterator had Batman money, he would do a couple of things to mildly inconvenience people. He would hire his own and create his own parking enforcement agency that would go behind theater maids when they chalk your tires, and they would chalk their own. If you were ever issued a ticket, my parking enforcement agency would then issue you a ticket that simply said, no, you don't, and staple it to the ticket you already had. I would also start my own television network, and on this network, all I would do was report on the other television networks. It's the bullshit they're going on CNN right now. I know none of y'all ain't watching Revolt. What the fuck is the Dish network? That's what my network would do 24 hours a day. Because I got the money. It's Batman money. Do anything I want. And what I want to do is just inconvenience people. Just a little bit. I'm blacking out. Peace out, Swims.
Wow. Jay Del Negro, thank you from the Don't Judge Me podcast. What's up to you and Mr. Nigel with the wave cap?
Indeed. Happy New Year.
Yeah, the Haterator. The Haterator strikes again.
Just
inconvenience people. Just a little, just a slight inconvenience. You know what? I could see Jay Del Negro being the people who drive in a 2-lane highway right in front of me, who don't have the wherewithal, who have the common decency to slide over into the median to let me pass by because they're going 10 miles per hour under the speed limit. That's what Jay Negro is to me.
And then right as you try to pull over to get by, they're going to pull over right in front of you.
Yes, they do. Or for that matter, whenever it turns into a 4-lane highway and you can actually pass them, they decide to speed up then because they realize you're trying to pass them. Yeah, I had somebody driving on the road with me this morning just like that. Dude was like, he was driving next to me, driving behind me, like driving around me, like trying to get around me. And I was driving at a pretty good clip. Then all of a sudden, he like did that whole like, slow down, move over. Then I tried to speed up. Then he sped up thing. And I was like, come on, man. Come on. So the Haterator strikes again. Talking about the funny thing is what he talked about was reporting on other like news stations. It's so funny when you watch some of that stuff like on CNN or whatever station, you're listening to, they're bad mouthing other station, other networks or whatever. It's just funny. The wild thing is like you see that in like politics and stuff like that. You never see that in sports. You don't see EDN saying, "Oh man, Fox Sports." Oh, you know what I'm trying to say? Like they're knocking out NBC Sports for showing, like curling and stuff like that. They just stay in their lane because they're sports and they're chill. So
the That would be amazing.
All right.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's what if you had Batman money. All right, let's see. That would be hilarious. Okay, so yeah, the way that Google Translate translated his opening line, he said Jim Negro, right? Google Translate said, "Is Jay down that girl?"
Say that again.
Google, and he said, "Gentlemen, it's Jay Del Negro." Google said, "Gentlemen, is Jay down that girl?" With the question mark. Is Jay down that girl? I mean, that could go a lot of ways, Google. I wonder what Google algorithm are talking about if they talking about Jay going down on some girl. All right, here we go. Next, we do have another voicemail from Mr. Jay Del Negro. And the funny thing is, I'm sure I haven't listened to it yet. We haven't listened to it yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to say, "It's Jay Del Negro here again." What Google said is, "It's RJ down that girl here again." So Google really has some. Maybe Google does a little bit of the voice actions, you know.
Little AI.
The sad part is the fact that we're saying this right now. It's actually going to pop up in our algorithm on some social media. It's going to happen. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
It's Jay Del Negro here again. So list off a few more things that the Hater-Rater would do if he had Bruce Wayne money. Now, all of these things are national. We're not looking small scale. We're going beyond Gotham. We're going for the whole country. First off, I would replace all Klansman robes with kente cloth. Kind of sending a mixed message there, but I'm here to annoy. Also, in every building that has a men's room and a woman's room next to each other, I would have signs installed with arrows pointing in the other direction saying, "Use other door." Whenever someone asks for no ice in their drink, and this is globally, well, nationally. So whenever someone asks for a drink with no ice, in turn, they would then be handed a glass that is made of ice, filled to the brim with their drink of choice. I would make all Android devices switch over to Blue Bubbles. However, they still cannot use any iOS features. And finally, this is most important. I would have laws created. I would create a law that every member of the House of Representatives would have to perform a song from their district. So if they're representing Brooklyn, they're doing Biggie or Jay-Z. If they're out of Memphis, 3 6 Mafia, Glorilla, someone to that effect. Atlanta, Young Dro. Baltimore, Drew Hill. And here's the catch. If they don't, they're ushered off stage by the Sandman from the Apollo. Wow. And their seat is up for the election. The Hater-Rater has spoken, and he's blacking out.
That's
wild.
Hilarious. Honestly,
that is wild.
That would be the most entertaining, don't you think?
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
I mean,
absolutely.
Can you imagine? I mean, who did he say? Atlanta? Yeah. Who did he say from Atlanta? I can't remember anybody right now for some reason. Oh, like Outkast or somebody like that, right? So can you imagine Herschel Walker trying to sing "Hey"? From Andre or singing Spotty spotted out of the la. I can never pronounce that word. I'm done. I can't. You know it.
Spodioti Dopalicious.
Spadadadalopoulos. Yes. George Papadopoulos. Can you imagine that would be hilarious? Andrea Ocasio-Cortez doing anybody from the BX Girl, the Fat Joe from BX.
Fat Joe. I was just about to say, yep. Wow.
That would be.
That's funny.
That would be hilarious. I would be here to see that.
Tuned in all the time.
I'd be here to see that. Yeah, then actually politics would actually be more exciting, if there was some stuff like that went down. Wow. What did he
Crazy.
say that he would replace with Kente Claw?
I couldn't hear.
All
I
the
couldn't make it out
plains and
through the.
roads?
I couldn't make it
Yeah.
out the speakers. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting a little
Yeah, I
lag.
couldn't
So
either. It sort of broken. Yeah. The use other door sign on the men's rooms and women's rooms. Honestly, that would be like that would turn into a viral TikTok video that would end up being like a bunch of news crews going to those restaurants asking questions, and then they would have all the different groups from all the different, what do you call it, identification orientations to weigh in on it. That's exactly what would happen. Just if you remember, like, having people, what was it like when they had like, when they like did some changes to like men's rooms, women's rooms, and who could go into those rooms. When states had, were adopting laws about, identifying and whatnot, like that, it would be stories just like that. I'd be here to see it. So, that's wild. All right. Hater has spoken multiple times. All right. One more voicemail, and it sounds like we have a Memphis update or some of that nature we got from our friend down in Memphis, our cousin Kayla. So 3, 2, 1.
Hashtag Blackout Podcast. Can you come out and play? Hey y'all, what y'all doing? So, y'all already know who this is. This is Memphis D. Look, y'all. Tomorrow is Dr. Martin Luther King. And it's cold outside, so I'm off work. That's a holiday for us.
Same.
And so, I don't know. I may go to the Rain Museum for a little bit or whatever. I don't know. What are y'all doing on Dr. King's Day? Are y'all off work? Anyways, I really don't have too much to say today. The weekend's been crazy. Funeral and stuff. And is it me, or is the housing market going up or something? Like, if you're renting an apartment or renting a home, y'all, it's like the prices have just rose like $200 to $300 more extra dollars. I'm thinking about doing some land or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think because this ain't going the way I want it to. But we'll chit chat about that later. Okay, then, bye.
Thank you, Kayla. And happy pre-MLK Day to you.
For sure.
Jay, are you marching somewhere? You going to a parade, anything like that for MLK Day?
Unfortunately, no. I am marching my black ass up to the cardiologist. That took a turn. So
wow, yeah.
That's all you need to know, people.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing tomorrow morning. I actually was supposed to be at work or working, but our new job has some crazy new policies where if you don't schedule off on a holiday, you're expected to be working. So you have to schedule off like a vacation.
So it's a national holiday, right?
See, yep. It's the same thing as if Christmas was on a Monday.
Normally, like you're not, but the question is this: you're getting paid time off because it's a national holiday, right? Like you don't have to work. You just have to put it in the schedule that you're off that day.
Yep.
That's sort of silly.
Or you have to request off.
Doesn't make any sense.
You have to request off.
Well, what the heck?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's like a thing that they automatically fulfill, right?
Sometimes depends on the workload. What the heck? I mean, it's
They
kind of
be
like
paying
when I
you
was
like
working at the
double time and a
airport, man.
half or whatever it is.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, yeah, they won't
That
do
doesn't
that for
make
me.
any sense.
Yeah, but when I was working at the air, I was there for every single holiday of the year. I was there Christmas Day,
Yeah,
Thanksgiving, working, So yeah, it's one of those
yeah.
things, man.
I mean, that doesn't make it. It's like this is the thing. The main difference between that and where you work now, though, is like the airport is working. The airport is open every single day of the year, regardless of what year and holiday day and holiday it is. So, like, it would make sense. I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, like, a corporation, especially a corporation that probably does work with government entities and other large business corporations that also have national holidays off, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, days like that. That's crazy. That you have to schedule it off. You know what I'm trying to say? Like me, I would just have to put an out of office message because I'm going to be off. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That's what's
Which
so
reminds
crazy.
me, I need to go and put that out of office message on.
There you go. So please do that.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, and I do block out my calendar that day because I've seen, clients try to book for those holidays, when we would be off, normally. So I've seen clients do that, in the past, and I had to send them a message or call them the next day and be like, hey, it's a holiday, right? But the people that I work with, they have their own businesses, like small businesses mainly. So, they're probably working every single day. So I get that, but that's wild, man. Well, for me, for MLK Day, we initially, I don't know, we had our plans never really set. It was mine and my wife's senior anniversary yesterday. So happy anniversary to Mrs.
Happy
Jared.
anniversary.
We had been going back and forth this week about trying to do something on the day of our anniversary. But like, we come to find out that one kid had practice all day long pretty much. And then the next day, there was something planned for the next day, which is today. And then so it's just sort of like the timing and the schedule like come together. So we decided not to do it last day. And then we're just gonna try to go out as a family or something like that tomorrow on MLK Day to go eat, whatever. And then, yeah, I thought about some other stuff potentially to do, to volunteer or go to one of like a march or something like that there are a parade, but it's going to be too cold for all that here, man. I'm just watching on TV. So there's that. Yeah. So I will say this. She said something about their funerals and stuff this weekend. Did you see the funeral or a video from the funeral of Gangsta Boo, who passed away weeks ago?
I didn't see the funeral. I just saw the obituary thing. That was about it. But I didn't see any video footage or anything.
So I saw right at the end, when they take the casket out, right at the end, the band at the church started playing "Where Them Dollars At" on the way out, and it was an instrumental version, like singing the actual song. They weren't playing the song that she actually recorded, but they were like, on the way out, we gonna play this. And then I guess whoever was filming it, who was there in the pews in the church, initially started singing the chorus, and then she stopped. And then the preacher's like, "Why?" Preacher was just like, sort of vibing along with the song a little bit. But I just thought that was interesting. I don't know. I mean, obviously that was like what she was probably most known for, that specific song. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, probably like her highest charting song. Yeah, it was just interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I was shocked to hear that. But yeah, I don't know. That's it. Housing market. She talked about the housing market. It's interesting. I know here there are several new random things that just opened. One of which was like a private club slash like living space where I'm cost, like the rent price for the little like condos or whatever are like, a couple few thousand per month. And then it also costs a couple thousand per month or something like that just to be a part of the private club that's a part of that, which it has restaurants and all this other fun stuff you could do. But I'm like, really? Like, who got money like that? Then the regular housing market is what it is. But also, one thing that I found was interesting, there's this company, I can't remember what the name is off the top right now, but they have been constructing for the past couple of years basically a shipping container, apartment complex that I think is like 5 or so stories, 6 stories tall. And it's literally all shipping containers, like the elevator, or stairs, whatever it is, to go up and down.
Right.
Everything else is shipping container, the hallways, the living spaces.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting. But apparently several, and I think it's like, anywhere between like $800 to a couple $1,000s per month, depending on the space that you want to stay in, live in, to rent. But the interesting thing is, there was a blurb in the newspaper talking about how building instructors have had concerns after being there several times, but they're getting the building is getting the approval to open up. I'm like, I'm not sure I want to live in a place on any level where the building instructor, inspectors, have had concerns.
Questioning it. Yeah. And I'll say it's like, let's see, we're in 2023. I'll say probably like 7 years ago, like a friend of mine and I, we were considering like getting some shipping containers and building out apartments and stuff from them. I should have, and it's possibly still open to doing that. Consider Texas's housing market is just skyrocketing in the past couple of years. But we consider doing that. It's a lot that has to go into that type of stuff. And the main thing is like if you get these used shipping containers, like when they're being used on trucks and however if shipping around the world, whatever. They actually have to coat the floor with a certain thing. And I forgot what it was, but it could be poisonous to people. So you have to actually have somebody go in and strip all that out before you start revamping it and stuff. So that's like a crazy amount of, money and whatever. So and especially stacking them as high as you were saying, they were stacking them. Yeah, man, that's it does concern. You really got to be on top of your structural integrity to have that work right.
Yeah. So it is it is just interesting. I think, I don't know, man. I just think it's one of those things where, you got to really understand building codes, structural integrity, all this stuff to be able to stack that anywhere higher than 2 stories, if it's a 2-story, like, if you did a bunch of 2-story apartments, one stacked on the other, obviously you have to have your P's and whatever, you got to be on your P's and Q's for that. Here, I'm gonna send you the article. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 stories, 8 stories. But when it comes to something like that, you got to be able to, truly know what you're doing if you're stacking it, 5, 6, 7, 8 stories tall. So I'm gonna send you the reel from the Salt Lake City Tribune about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories. Yeah, so it's crazy. Anyway, Yeah, well, Kayla, you know, probably the best option for you is to go ahead and, you know, buy yourself a parcel of land and put whatever you want out there, you know, because you got your own land. You know, put your little trailer out there, live in that for a little bit, and then figure out how to try to build a house off that. All right. So, definitely leave some again, just like Jay's already told you about. So, I know you said you had something.
Yeah,
started.
You know.
So what was that?
So I know we had mentioned what we're doing for MLK Day, or you know, we're going to march or whatever. But you know, I seen something that's pretty interesting, pretty disrespectful. Maybe it could be cool. Maybe it'll get people to join in. But let me hold on. Let me share something right quick. No. Let me share. Patience, people, patience. So here we go. See if you can share that with the viewers who are viewing. MLK, let's celebrate with the man, the legend. Let's pop some bottles, my friend.
What?
So there's
Casamigos Fest.
The MLK Casamigos Fest happens today, January 15th. You know, you could come, you could celebrate MLK, pop some bottles with the king himself. Well, not really himself, but in the spirit of him. Yeah. What else we got? We got MLK Sunday. Let's have MLK holding your chains. Let's present them this way, because this is exactly what MLK wanted. Throwing up thousands upon thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, possibly maybe even fake chains in the air. Let's represent for the man.
Guilt nightclub. Wow.
Yes. And this is in Florida. So that first one was in Tennessee. This one's in Florida. But let's go even more. We got the Cap Jam MLK weekend. Ladies free all night long, because you know how they said MLK loved the ladies. Tap on wood, because I'm not 100% sure.
Wow.
MLK, you know, hosted by DJ. No, this is DJ Super Zoe Birthday Bash. Just set Sunday.
What is 19th. Wild about that one?
That ain't right. Wait a minute.
The what?
January 19th ain't.
It looks like so
on a Sunday.
Yeah, so they're having the celebration next weekend. The wild thing is this. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because today's Sunday is what, like 4 days from now. So maybe this is an old flyer.
Yeah,
possibly. Let's go even further.
Maybe it is, but it's still bad. But the wild thing about that one is it's showing him with his fingers out doing like finger guns, and the speakers on the side of him actually look like, you know, like the barrel of a like a 9 or something.
But let's look at all the tats and the rollie on his wrist, because that's what MLK represented, right? That's what he represented.
Yeah, he definitely wore a rollie with tattoos.
Yes, definitely. How about this? Let's have up the money phone, thousands of dollars up to his ear, with Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks smoking on a hookah.
Wow. And for MLK weekend, they're having a BLK out, a blackout. Wow.
Way to represent us. And this is on Peachtree Road, 2110 Peachtree Road, Atlanta, Georgia, just in case anybody wanted to check it out, report back to us. The spirit of MLK, Rosa Parks, and Harriet Tubman will be there in the building, in your hookah.
The Black Day finale.
Yeah. But let's not let's look at this one. MLK Freedom to Twerk Fest. This is the ultimate.
Oh no.
Freedom to twerk.
I feel so bad for laughing.
Laugh, dude.
Lord, no, man. Martin Luther King popping up in Hood Club Fires, All Access, the South. It's getting real disrespectful. Yeah, MLK Freedom to Twerk. Man, come What?
Yeah.
This is not even the sad part is like the Photoshop isn't that bad. Isn't that bad? Like sad. Like the Photoshop.
I mean,
it's that terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
it's mad beautiful. But
this is my favorite one right here.
Like
MLK
the way they
Sunday.
pulled it off.
Yeah.
The chains.
Yeah. I like,
oh man,
Marty.
I don't know.
MLK with some chains on. That's probably my favorite Photoshop out of all these.
Yeah,
but
the freedom to
this
twerk,
this one's like,
and then the popping bottles fest.
This will bring anybody to the club right here.
Good
the freedom
night.
To twerk.
That's
fest.
so bad, dude. That is so bad. It's so bad. Yeah.
And all Martin could do.
I mean, I think I read a little bit what the article says. They. Mm-hmm. I think what the article says, young people, it's very disrespectful, and young people don't really understand the significance of who he was or what he did. I can definitely tell with this, with this type of thing. It's just sad that, there's so many people who lived through that, especially in the South, in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee, all those places. And this is what it's become. That tells you what the history books are telling these kids down there that have become adults. Also, it tells you what their parents aren't telling these kids about MLK.
Let's see what else they got. Okay, we got that. All right, so we got that one. Oh, this is a cool one.
MLK Weekend Shuffle. Bruh. It's so bad. This is so bad. Is that Nicki Minaj? Or
that was Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj. You got the king with his crown on.
This is like so Louisiana, rapper CD cover from the mid to late 90s. Good Lord.
Hey man, this is like old school pen and pixel. This is Texas and Louisiana, man.
Yeah, this really is. Yeah.
MLK
that whole third
weekend shuffle.
Third course, man. It's just like with an open shirt. Come on, bro.
Yeah, let's have Lil Wayne, MLK, the no worries bag.
No school, no ID, no worries.
You're gonna love this one.
Go down to the No. Why?
I had a dream.
Why y'all doing
Big booty
like
jam. Y'all can't disrespect.
I can't. but with the big piece and chain though. Why? Why? I don't even. There you go. Freedom to twerk. I don't even
good.
understand.
He's not on this. Good thing. All right. Well, wait. Here we go.
I thought he would be. What else? What else is there?
Got MLK popping bottles of
what
is that? Ciroc. Yep, that's Ciroc bottles. And a big
Thank you, Puff Daddy. Thank you, Puff Daddy, for making black people and Ciroc synonymous.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to alcohol. That and that is just I don't see anymore, right? Hopefully.
No.
Let's show one good. Show one not mad disrespect. Come on, bro. Rick Ross will be there, but it's hip hop reggae. Somehow Rick Ross will be there though.
The hashtag girls love freedom.
No.
Bruh. And this is pretty difficult. Obviously difficult for the people listening to see and react to what we are watching on the screen. But
watch on YouTube.
MLK is being disrespectful.
Watch on YouTube at
getting disrespected.
41-minute mark.
Yeah. So there you go, people.
Yeah.
Pretty disrespectful, I might say.
Good night. I can't.
But
even,
as a
like,
as a teenager,
understand, like how.
as a teenager, would this like entice you to go to the club? Like, oh, they represent MLK and it's gonna be fun.
Um. The problem is the fact that it's taking me this long to think about it. Because honestly, I'd probably be like, man, I got to go see what's happening. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I probably do that. In the house I grew up in, though, I would not have been allowed to go to that. But if I was like, say in college and I had the choice to go.
Oh, you would have been there.
I mean, I might have gone. I probably would have showed up. You know.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Went there and danced. You know.
Let's say it was on TCU's campus. You had the
there would have been all kinds of outrage if that happened on campus. If that happened on our campus when I went there would have been all kinds of outrage because, yeah, I mean, though the African American community was small, we still would have, you know, raised a lot of, you know what, if that happened, we were mad, and you know, it still would have got boycotted. It would have become a big story. Back then, if it happened, this is the thing though. In Fort Worth, there's a couple of clubs that are like, they're like, you know, and I remember, you know, they're like country and western clubs, but on certain days, it's like, you know, like student night or college night, you know, and they play like hip hop music, you know, and you know, get people to come, and you know, and the club just totally turns and they have different DJ, you know, all this stuff. So. Had it been in one of them clubs, honestly, I probably would have showed up. I ain't gonna lie, I would have been.
Oh, I know I would. I would.
If it would have been like, you know, if it been like a mad disrespectful like poster, like the freedom to twerk. Yeah, I don't know if I could have been a part of that. But the one with the piece and chain, or the one with him holding up the chains, like your favorite, your favorite one, I probably would have went.
Hilarious.
Wow. It's sad but true. Wow. Yeah. Dang. That is rough, man. That is rough. Hey, you know what I learned though? I learned something about MLK. What's that?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I learned something about his speech. You know, his speech this weekend, when I was posting something in the Slack channel for work, you know, historical stuff. I found out that he, you know, had a speech prepared, and the I have a dream like phrase and what sort of came right after was an improvisation. So Mahalia Jackson, you know, iconic gospel singer, you know, who was young back in those times, you know, who was there for the speech and the rally, and you know, was right off that side of the stage. You know, I guess she had talked to Dr. King, and he had mentioned, you know, to her or within the group or whomever, you know, that he had a dream, you know, about like all this like harmony in the future. And so while he was in the middle of his speech, she yelled out, "Tell them about the dream." And then he like, you know, sort of like, you know, momentarily shifted to have a dream that, you know, people of this and that, you know, like the way he just went on. So I thought that was, you know, for the longest time, me and probably almost everybody else in history thought that was literally the part that he had written down. But what he had written and had been approved by the inner circle at that point was going well up to that point, and then he had that little tidbit in, and it obviously became one of the most iconic speeches in the history of the world. So yeah,
well,
it's crazy.
That's dope, man. That's real dope.
Little historical nugget for you. Yes.
Dropping nuggets all day long.
Wow.
Cookies and wet biscuits.
Nuggets all day long. So, oh no. So I have a question for you. So I I don't know why, but I started thinking about this week, especially because my son told me time, like in the past couple of weeks, different girls texting him, right? And you know, he's shown a lot of you know, maybe like good judgment or whatever you want to call it, because he you know, he's like, no, that girl is this, that girl's annoying, blah blah blah, I don't like her. And you know, and he's like, and by the way, you know, I'd only talk to one girl, you know, instead of like multiple at once. So I was like, all right, I got you. So I had this question sort of pop up: should we be holding our kids to high dating standards, you know, maybe even higher than we were held to when we were younger? And what I mean by that is this: you know, you have this day and age, dating is so much different for these young people and singles, like, you know, compared to what we went through. You know, at the crux of the issue, you know, it's always the same: trying to find somebody that you're going to have fun with, that maybe you're going to spend your life with, or whatever it is. You know, it's always at the crux of it. But really, the big picture is this: this day and age, they're like, they don't like, you know, shame, like, so no like slut shaming or hoe shaming or anything like that. You know, body shaming, like all that stuff is a thing right now where people don't, you know, people don't like it. Whereas back in the day, it was definitely more prevalent. You know, you definitely heard about the girls or the guys who were out there hoeing around, and you probably most of the time you know, were away, you know, stayed away from them, at least trying to get into a relationship situation. So, but this day and age, you know, that is, yeah, I'm telling, that's what's so crazy. Like this day and age is not really like, for some reason, I don't know why or when the standards dropped, but for some reason, you know, that's not, I find, like, I guess apparently one of the big questions that people have on dates now, or first dates or open interactions, whatever you want to call it, is what's your body count? Wow. Like that wasn't even a thing back in the day, like with us. You know what I'm trying to say?
Not at all. Not at all.
And even if it was a thing, it's something that you found out well down the line, if ever. Right? So, but nowadays it's like, you know, if a guy hears a girl's body count is high, then they'll be like, all right, we can just be friends and I'm out, like type of thing. You know, or a girl finds that out about a guy, you know, it may be the same thing, or both of them may have that reaction of like, oh, okay, this gonna be fun, you know, this gonna be fun. So, but to me, that's crazy. If you're trying to find somebody that you want to date, either for the short term or the long term, maybe more for the long term, or if you're to that point in your life where you're like, you know what, my whole phase is done. And I'm just trying to find somebody to settle down with. But everybody that you find and you start dating, you find out that they have a high body count, 10, 20, 30 plus.
Hundreds.
And 5, you know, whatever the body count number is. So like this, so I personally believe maybe this is, or I believe this is something that we talk to kids about and say, hey, you know, you got to watch out for these people, you know, these girls and boys these days, especially the ones with a body on top of that.
Oh, you fading out.
Because
I can't hear you.
Watch out for, you can't hear me? Tell me.
Yeah, it's like super choppy.
If you hear me.
Super choppy.
Hear me. And
dang it. Choppy.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you. I don't know if it'll chop up though.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
I hear you. I just don't know if it'll chop up again.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just talk real fast and then you could respond. So back in our day, you know, we were really worried about like AIDS and HIV or whatever, and you know, like celebrities that went through those issues. We're worried about herpes and the chlamydia and the clap and all this other stuff, scabies and all whatever the heck, crabs. But nowadays, people don't seem to be worried about that for some reason. So do you think we should hold our kids to a high standard, even higher standard than maybe we were held to when it comes to dating the opposite sex?
Holding them to a higher standard.
Or maybe not them, but maybe holding their dating partners, eventual dating partners.
You know, I don't really think about it because I mean, the thing is, we were that age, and I'm sure our parents may have had standards for us, but my parents never really talked to me about it. They just say, you know, if you find somebody nice, you know, and you vibe with them, then hey, that's all that really matters. Man, that's a tough one. I don't say I'm gonna hold them. I'll be on the lookout. You know, I'm gonna pay attention to their to how they're being within that relationship. You know, and just try to provide some type of knowledge if they do have questions, because they're gonna learn and want to do their own thing and not really want to talk. I'm sure when your kids are gonna get into, or both of our kids get into their teenage years, 15, 16, they're not really gonna want to talk to us, you know, man to man on that type of stuff. They may say little things, but they're not gonna really want to have in-depth conversations on standards for women and whatever. They're listening to their friends more than they listen.
Well, it's already, it's already happening. You know, with my son, you know, he'll like make a little random mention here and there. Maybe he talks to his mom more about that than me, but yeah, he'll say something around like that. But you know, I have told him, you know, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. I have told them both, you know, never trust a big butt and a smile, jokingly, but also, you know, with full honesty. You know, I've you know, I don't know. We've told them, you know, be selective in who they hang out with, and really, you know, if they, you know, date a girl and stuff like that, or date a boy, you know, these are the type of things that, you know, you should look for when you're dating this person, or, you know, if you want to date this person, if you like them, you think they're cute, whatever it is. But yeah, you know, there's also this thing of, I saw it recently, you know, like, let your kids fail, you know, and it could be a whatever thing it is, right? Like, you won't like it, you know, but if you ever situation that they're in, they will learn how to grow from it, and they'll learn what to do next time. And you can provide, you know, any kind of like insight and assistance, you know, while they're going through it. And then and to give your experience, and guidance, right. And then, you know, whenever, if ever that situation occurs again, then you know, they can hopefully make a more informed, you know, educated decision. So should be holding these kids to higher standards, because I don't know, man. And maybe it's just because for me, if I found out that that I was like, you know, trying to date or whatever, because when I wasn't just like dating just for fun, just to like have a fun time. And I think that's what it's changed to now more than anything. Like, people just go out to date somebody, but they don't like put labels on anything, you know, for a long time. Whatever. I was dating somebody because I actually wanted to be with that person. But if I found out that the girl, a high body count, first of all, I probably wouldn't have started talking to her in the first place. Or, you know, if I found that out like while we, you know, were going out, it probably wouldn't have lasted that long, because I think there's just something as a part of me that would have been like, nah, you know, all of my friends then took a turn, you know, like, I'm just not a part of that life, you know.
Now see, I'm probably like I was probably like the complete opposite. We were like, oh, she got a body count. Oh,
The
well,
opposite?
maybe. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like, well, maybe, you know, I'm at this age where I'm trying to sow my royal oats, man. I'm trying to be like Clarence Carter, you know, stroking.
You ain't trying to get locked down.
I was not trying to get locked down. I was trying to knock something down, but
Yeah.
you know, but
Yeah,
that was in the. I think when that came to play, you know, as far as like body count, like in my head, it wasn't until like college.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
then you start hearing about certain people like and their body count and how active they could be or they are around. So it's like this one, I could remember this one girl I was like really interested in. I don't know, it's just something about it. Like we were just hanging out and I go, like I said before in another episode, I used to go to LSU Southern all the time. And it's like I saw her there one weekend when I was there. And then when we got back to school, I asked her if she was there. And she's like, yeah, I was there. And, you know, and she was like talking to somebody else, and she had been something. I can't remember exactly how the conversation went, but she was just saying, you know, it didn't work out with all the guys I used to have sex with. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? And I was like, okay, well, that right there completely like just turned me off of it. So I was just like, okay,
yeah,
it's whatever. So yeah.
The phrase "with all the guys I used to have sex with," like that just makes you wonder, what is all the guys? Like, how many is that? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's what's wild. Yeah, man. So that's definitely a question for the people out there, you know, and not everybody's in a different stage of their life. You know, if you have kids, if you don't have kids, if you're single, if you're married, if you're divorced, separated, whatever it is. So everybody has a different take on this, you know, especially given their own dating history. You know, I have 2 kids in middle school, one of which is about to be 15, and he's getting like, know, he has all these little like friends or girlfriends or whatever it is, you know, and another one who I believe this year just started thinking boys were cute because her new little friends, you know, they all have crushes on like these little like boy bands and stuff like that. So nice. I'm just like, and maybe she doesn't. I don't know what it is, but
hey man,
but I'm thinking that it's starting to happen because I've heard her make comments like that, you know.
It's evolution, bro. You know, they'll go through it.
It is. We all went through it. I went through it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went through it too. I think I might have been 10 or 11 when I you know told one of my parents, you know, about a crush that I had on some girl at school. So yeah, the hormone running wild at a young age, you know. So
yeah. It's
wild,
man. Then. It's wild. So, it is what it is, but it is a thing. So
wow, yeah. Oh boy.
Right. Anything else? Any conspiracy theories? Anything like that you came across?
Man, no conspiracy theories. And we were talking about this before the show. People, TikTok conspiracies, all these videos of people on TikTok talking about different types of crazy things that they think they know is true. And I think the one that always kills me is the flat earth theory. It just, I don't know what it is about it, but I always get a chuck. I find it, don't get me wrong, I find it completely fascinating, the things that they present, but then at the same time, I just find it completely hilarious. You know, especially there was one years ago where it's like, well, you know, the world's fat and it's riding on the back of a giant turtle. I'm like, what? You know, so those type of things are kills me.
But it's the flat earth situation also, it just makes me laugh. I just sit there and I think to myself, like, how the heck you know, can you just sit there and truly believe that we're just on a disc, right? We're just on a disc.
Yeah.
Just imagine we're like all on like a big like frisbee. Like that's literally what they think. And then my question is it like Asgard? Do all the waterfalls just like fall off and dissipate? And then it got to the end of the disc, which they think is surrounded by ice walls that are impenetrable and you can't go over them. If that is the case, but if you actually were able to penetrate it and get to the end of the disc, would you just fall off too? Would gravity take hold and you just keep floating into space to never?
Yeah.
Every space launch and rocket is a big movie production.
Yeah, that too.
I don't get
that
it.
Too. Yeah, it's funny. I heard quite a few people say this. There's like, well, if the Earth is round, how is it that we always, if we fly north over the Arctic, how come we can't end up back on the other side in Antarctica? And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, this isn't a cartoon, man. You don't just come out the bottom. You go out the top and you come back out from the bottom. There's longitude, latitude lines that you follow, and I don't know, man.
I mean,
like, I don't discount if
the thing that always
we don't have like 100% proof, then I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I was just saying if we don't have like 100% proof on something, if you can't present me with 100% proof or a good amount of information, to solidify your claim into what
to validate or whatever.
Validate, then I can't really believe you. I'll entertain it, but whatever.
Yeah, I just sit there, and the thing that always frustrates me is this: if you've ever flown in a plane, if you've ever been on top of a mountain or been up like in a tall building, which the sad part is a lot of these flat earth people claim that they have done, one of those things. If you've been up that high and you've been able to see the curvature of the earth, how could you think that the earth is flat? Now they will say, oh, that's all you could see on the horizon, but you can't see beyond it. If you haven't been to a beach and been able to recognize the curvature of the earth, like how could you sit there and say that at the edge of the horizon there is nothing and it's off? I just like something like a pin rolling off a desk. Like I don't get it. I'm like, of course you can only see so far. Everybody's eyes can only see so far on the clearest of days. You'll never be able to see, but the fact that the earth does curve also means there's only so high you can go and there's only so far you can see in that situation. Like it doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't. I don't. The flat earth people, man. Oh, they're the
like
worst.
I say, man. I love to hear the conversations of it. Yeah. I love to hear the conversations. They're fascinating. Just to hear, like, and there have been some that I've questioned, like, am I really wrong? Are we wrong? Is it really flat earth? And then I'm like, no, I snap out of it. It's like, why? What benefit would the government have to get by telling us one way or the other? So I don't know. I really don't care. I better stop before a bunch of them come after us and like bombard our podcast with some craziness.
If we were streaming this live on YouTube or not YouTube, but if we were streaming this live on we'd have hundreds of people in our comments making all kinds of comments back and forth. So yeah. But if you're on TikTok and you're ever scrolling through the lives, you're inevitably going to pop up on a flat Earth conversation. You'll pop up on to some kind of like political A lot of those, you'll pop up on, some sports debates, also game streams, and then oddly, you'll pop onto one of those where they have 8 people in the room, and all of them have to sing like their favorite song, and then they get voted off the island. I don't know why they do that. It's always hilarious to me.
Okay.
Because you could definitely hear people's shower singing voices on those. But I've heard those. I've heard those a lot. So, and then the battles. I don't know what the TikTok battle thing, how you make money off that, but I'm gonna try to find a way to make money off it.
No clue. But yeah. Ookie cookies.
I don't know. Ookie cookies. All right. Well, on that note, we started on the Ookie cookie. So Jay, why don't you go ahead and tell people how they could leave us some info about their wet biscuit.
All right, people, leave us info about your Ookie cookie, also known as a wet biscuit. Twitter, Instagram, in our DMs, #BlackoutPod. Definitely tune in to any one of your favorite streaming services to listen to this episode in full. Check out the YouTube so you can see the hilarious yet disrespectful Martin Luther King hood advertisements, hood flyers. Or you could just, if you want, email us, #blackoutpod@gmail.com. Leave us a little voicemail, 3853-BLAKPC or 3853-252572. You could give us a call there. Let us know what your favorite conspiracy theory is, where it is. I don't care. I love to hear those because they're entertaining. It's not that I don't believe you or I do believe you. I just think it's entertaining. And then after you do that, hit up hooksrub.com so you could get why did this just pop in my head? Get you some Hooks Rub. Don't put it on an Ookie cookie. Don't put it on a wet biscuit. Put it on some great meat that you grill. You were going.
Oh, come on.
Put it on your meat or you grill it in any kind of your food, you want.
My gosh.
Vegetables, sprinkle it on. Sprinkle it on anything. Just get you some Hooks Rub. It's 2023. Get you some Hooks Rub.
Yes. Get you some Hooks Rub. Yeah, man. I just thought about what if you're the dude whose apartment you're in when the Ookie cookie situation goes down? Who is the one who cleans this up?
They better clean that up.
The most, just as disgusting as the whole act itself, all the way up to the person who has to eat the cookie, is what about That's why if I ever hear anybody say that, I am leaving right away. And I'm probably never talking to those guys again.
Oh man,
ever.
And I better not hear my kids say anything crazy or go to anybody's house and have to do anything like that. Hopefully I could put some sense into their head right now. Sick.
And when I hear the story in the future about, Steve was there, Mike was there, Jay was there, Jared was there. No, you better not say my name.
Better not say my name.
I left. Remember?
I was outside somewhere.
And I never talked to you again. Oh, man. I was at the front door throwing a glass out the door as a cop showed up to try to knock and see what was going on. And the glass lamp cop and shattered and thought I was going to get arrested. Oh, wait. That actually did happen. Anyway, on that note.
On that note,
until next weekend. Blacking out. Peace.